A very good morning to all of you. Am I audible to you? Can someone confirm this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. In the previous class, we have discussed about the structures and unions. The very fundamental difference between structure and union is all the members of a structure will get independent memory allocation, whereas all the members of a union will share the common memory location. That was the fundamental difference between structure and union. So after the concepts of structures and union, let us see what actually is a pointer. So when we were discussing about, we have studied the different types of data types such as fundamental data types or primary data types, derived data types, and user defined data types. So pointer is one of the derived data type. That means it is a data type which is created by using the existing data type. That's why the name is called as a derived data type. So it is called as a derived data type. It's called as derived data type. And the main functionality of pointer is it will store the address of another variable. So that means pointers are made to store the addresses, not the values of the variables. They are basically meant for storing the memory addresses. They are intended or they are required, they will be used for storing the memory addresses. So they are going to point to the memory location where another variable is stored. Wherever another variable is stored, at that particular point, the pointers are going to point. So they are basically used for dynamic memory allocation. So when if you remember, we have seen dynamic memory allocations like malloc, calloc, realloc, and free. So these were the four basic dynamic memory allocations like malloc, palloc, realloc, and free. So whenever you are trying to allocate memory during execution, because there are two types of memory allocation, what we do. So we can do static memory allocation or we can do dynamic memory allocation. So static memory allocation, like when how we declare int a, char b, and all. Static memory will be allocated during the compilation of the program. Static memory will be allocated during the compilation of the program, and dynamic memory will be allocated during the execution of the program. Dynamic memory will be allocated during the execution of the program. Now, if you want to allocate memory for any of the variables during the execution, we go for using pointers. Now, this figure is going to explain us how actually the pointers work or what is the functionality of the pointer. So usually what happens, we declare the normal variables. Usually we declare the normal variables. In this case, a is a variable. Right here some variable a is declared. What is the name of the variable? A is the name of the variable, and what value it is containing? It is containing a value of 5. It is containing a value of 5. Right, if this is what is the memory block, that means your memory, main memory or RAM. This is the memory, and so many locations are there, address values are there. Right, now somewhere variable a you are declaring, so the memory addresses will range from some minimum value to some maximum value, say 65,000. These are the different memory locations. From 0 to 65,000 bytes are there. Now whenever you declare a variable, say I am going to declare variable a here. I am going to declare variable a, which is using this memory location. Somewhere some memory location will be there here. And what is the value we are copying in the variable a? Variable a has occupied a value of 5. Now in these addresses, so these are called as addresses. These are called as addresses. These addresses are varying from 0 to some maximum value, 0 to some maximum value, that is 65,000 in this case. Now, whenever you declare a variable, compiler will automatically allocate some memory location for that. And in this case, the memory occupied or memory allocated for the variable A is 32,054. That means when it is going from here to here, I'll just erase this so that I can show that memory here. That is, what is that memory allocated? 32,054. For variable name, I'll write it here, right side. Yes. This is what is the variable A. Variable A has been allocated with the memory address 32,054 and it is containing a value of 5. It is containing a value of 5. So this diagram, what it indicates here is variable is A, it is containing a value of 5 and memory allocated to that variable is 32,054. This memory allocation will be automatically done by the compiler. Now there exists some entity called pointer PTR. If you declare another variable called PTR, so I'll take somewhere here for that one second. All right. So let us take this PTR is one more variable which will get this location. What is the memory location for this? 58. Here the address for this pointer is 58,688. 58,688. Right? This is address allocated for PTR. Address of PTR is 58,688. Now what value it is containing? It is containing the value which is nothing but address of another variable. As you can see here, what is address of A? Address of A is 32054. Address of A is 32054. And what PTR is containing? The value of PTR is 32054. That means what this is containing? Is containing 32054. It is containing 32054. Now what it indicates? This is the value memory address which is being stored in the variable PTR, which is being stored in the variable PTR. So this is the address. Address is stored in a variable. That's why the pointers are made. So pointer is a variable. Now if we define pointer like this, it will be clear. Pointer is a variable which contains address of another variable. Pointer is a variable which contains address of another variable. So what is variable A here? So these are variables. Whatever we have declared here, all these are variables. All these are variables. Variable A has address of 32054 and it's containing a value of 5. PTR, variable PTR has an address of 58688 and it is containing a value of 32054. So this is nothing but address of another variable. What is this? Address of variable A. So then PTR is nothing but a pointer variable or pointer. So what is a pointer? Pointer is a variable which basically contains address of another variable. So I hope this clarifies the notion for the pointers. And the memory which are getting allocated for these pointers, that is left to the compiler. Assigning values for the variables, we can do it. But whatever the fundamental memory locations are being allocated for the variables, that is in the hands of compiler. Now this notion will help us to understand what actually is a pointer. Now let us see how do we declare a pointer variable. Like how we declare normal variable, we declare the pointer variable by using the asterisk operator or star operator. Say this is what we have. And I cannot erase this part. I'll just erase this so that I can reuse this part. Right, this is a memory diagram. How do we declare a pointer? We declare a pointer by using the asterisk operator, and it is initialized with the help of address operator. So whenever we are discussing about pointers, we use these two operators, star and the address operator. So this is star is going to fetch the value stored at the pointer location. Address is going to access or fetch the address of a variable. So you'll see the details how it actually it works. When you write int num equal to int num equal to 10. So what it indicates here is number is a normal variable. What it makes here is it is a normal variable or simple variable. It is a simple variable. That means in this memory location, address location, just try to minimize this. In this memory location, we should reserve some memory for the variable num. So I'll take this only. The variable num is given with some memory location. And what is the value being stored there? Value 10 is being assigned to that. Value 10 is being assigned to that. Now, next, let us declare one pointer variable called PTR. How do we declare a pointer variable? We declare a pointer variable by using star. So there is a difference. If you write int a, it is a normal variable. If you write int star a, now a becomes a pointer variable. A contains, in this case, A contains normal values, integer values, whereas in this case, A contains the pointer values. But usually for the pointers, the data type will not be integer, it will be long or double because it will usually contains the memory addresses, memory addresses depending on the size. Now here PTR is a pointer variable. So let us allocate some other variable PTR and which will occupy this memory location. Now this is the statement where actually we are showing the functionality of the pointer, where actually we are trying to show the functionality of the pointer. You concentrate on this line. What it does, pointer is being initialized here. In this line we are declaring pointer and here we are initializing the pointer. What we are trying to do, address of num. What this operator indicates, address of operator. Fetch the address of number and store it in a variable called PTR. This is how we initialize the pointer. What is the address of number? Number has occupied this place. Address of number is what? 32054. So take that address. Take that address and store wait. Store where? Store in PTR. So that is 32054, right? So this is how we initialize the pointer variable. That is nothing but, in this case, pointer is containing address of number. Pointer is containing address of number. That is usually how we initialize the pointer. So this was the basic concept. And like any other variable, pointer variables can also be used in expressions. We can perform arithmetic operations with the pointers. That means value stored at address of B plus value stored at address of C, that will give the result of A. Similarly, one is normal variable, another one is pointer variable, and then this is what is another point. So many all different kinds of arithmetic operations what we do with normal variables, we can also do with the pointer variables. Now let us see one simple example program which will help us to understand. Here what they have taken here is, I'll try to draw that memory diagram once again here. Right, so pointer variables. Before I go for this, I'll take the help of diagram. to explain this program so that you can understand better. So these are memory locations. That is our memory, which has some values. So in this case, 65,000, around, let us assume some minimum to some maximum, say 70,000. But these are the memory locations or addresses. These are memory locations or addresses. So this is what we have in our hand now. So very first line, what we are trying to do here is we are declaring a normal variable called a. So let us declare normal variable called a. Let us declare normal variable called a, and let us assume that it is stored at the address, say 1000. The address for variable a is 1000 because so many blocks are there. Let us assume that so many addresses are there, and it has taken an address of 1000. Right, this block. So just for simplicity, we need to write the values here. This is the variable a. Now let us say it is 0th address and it has taken address of 1000. This is what is the impact after first line. It need not be 1000. Whenever you compile and run the program, the pointers can assume different address locations. Now in the second line, what I am trying to do, declaring a pointer variable int star ptr. This is normal variable, this is a pointer variable. So somewhere in the memory it will get the memory reserved. So let us say the address reserved for this is 2000. Assumption, we are assuming that it will get an address of 2000 and simply clear the screen. A equal to 50. I am trying to assign a value 50 to A. A will get a value of 50. That is value stored at address A is 50. Now this is a statement where I am doing pointer allocation. That means pointer is being initialized with address of some variable. Here pointer is being initialized with address of A. So what is A? Address of A? Address of A is 1000. So address of A is 1000. For this pointer, we are fetching this 1000 and assigning it to PTR. We are fetching this 1000 and assigning it to PTR. So what is address of A? Address of A is 1000 and PTR will be stored with a value of 1000. Pointer will be stored with a value of 1000. Now simply we are displaying the values here. What we are trying to print, we are trying to print these values of A, PTR and their addresses. So always we use %u unsigned int format specifier for displaying addresses or memory addresses. What it prints, address of A is equal to %u, then value of A is equal to %d. That means this first PTR argument will replace this format specifier. The second argument will replace this particular format specifier. So for the first format specifier, what is PTR? The address of A is what? PTR. What is address of A? Address of A is here because PTR is containing what? PTR is containing address of A. So what is the value present in PTR? Value present in PTR is 1000. So what it will do? It will display 1000. This will get allocation 1000. And when you write star PTR, what it indicates? Value at the address of PTR. So you should know the difference between PTR and star PTR. PTR is just the content of the pointer. PTR is just the content of the pointer. So what is the value present in PTR? Value present in PTR is 1000. That means address. What address this PTR is containing? That is 1000. When you write star PTR, what it indicates? Value at the address of PTR. The meaning of this, the meaning of star PTR is value at the address of PTR. So what address PTR is containing? 1000. So what is the value at the address of PTR? That means whatever this address is containing, which is this address 1000. So at the address 1000, what is the value? Value is 50. So what it will display? The value of A is 50 will be displayed. So you should be careful between the difference between these two. Whenever you write star PTR, we are trying to access the value stored at the address which pointer is containing. We are trying to, when you write star PTR, we are trying to fetch the value contained in the address present within the pointer. What is PTR? PTR is 1000. What is the value present in the location 1000? In the location 1000, address value is 50. So star PTR will give us a value of 50. Star PTR will give us a value of 50. Similarly, let us fetch the address. What is the address of PTR is percentage CR. Now we are trying to print the addresses. Address of PTR is what? That is percentage U. And here we are trying to see this is different and this is different. Address of PTR. See here I am using this operator now and PTR. So these are three different entities well related to PTR. That is PTR is different and PTR is different and star PTR is different. PTR is just the value which is going to refer to the value present in the PTR. In this case, PTR has 1000. Address of PTR. What is the address allocated to the variable PTR? For the variable PTR, address allocated is 2000. For the variable PTR, address allocated is 2000. So what this will give us, these three statements I will clarify. Right? PTR, address of PTR, star PTR. What is PTR? PTR is containing 1000. That is value present within the. What is address? Address of PTR is what? 2000. Some rough example you are taking. What is star PTR? What is the value stored at the address contained within PTR? What is the address contained within PTR? 1000. What is the value stored at 1000? 50. Right. So these three statements you should remember. The first one is content of PTR. What it says? Content of PTR. Second one is address of PTR, and this one is already I have written here. That is value at the address of PTR. So this is the fundamental notations. What we'll do, we'll display the address of PTR here and the value of PTR here. So whenever we execute here, so here it is note it is given. We will always use percentage use specifier for printing the address values, for printing the address values. This is one sample execution. Whenever you run the program, these are the memory locations which are being taken by the variables. What is the address of A which is being taken here? Whenever in 65524 it is taking. But in our case, what we had assumed it as 1000. But after one sample run, they have assumed these address values. And the value of A is 50. What is address of pointer? Address of pointer in our case we discussed with 2000, but the system has allocated it a value of 65522. And what is PTR? PTR is 65524. This will be same here. This is PTR and this is because we are displaying PTR two times. You can see here in the code. This is PTR and this is PTR. We are displaying the pointer two times. Right? This is how the pointers work. This is how the pointers are going to function. So I'll try to give the demonstration so that you'll understand during the executions, the pointers can assume different values. don't think that the source code is. Yes, program 2.18, and this is the code which is going to demonstrate whatever the pointer concepts we have discussed just now. All right, variable a is being declared, then pointer ptr is being declared, variable a is being assigned with a value of 50, then the ptr is being assigned with the address of a. We don't know what is that address. During the execution it can assume different values. Next, we're trying to print the address of a and value of a. Next, we are trying to print address of pointer itself and then value of pointer itself. Right? So this is what is the source code, whatever I have explained just now. So I'll just run the program and I'll show you what the different values will get during the execution. All right. So if you can see here, what is the address of a is 52,41,948 and the value of a is 50, and the address of ptr is this one and the value of ptr is this one. Right, this is one value what we are getting. If you run the program, we'll get different values. If you run the program once again, because compiler will randomly take and allocate the values. So now you can say that was something else, and here we have got some other address value. One second, I'll just first execution. What I'll do, edit, I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. This is first run whatever I have done. This is the first run. I'll close this just to show that pointers will assume different values during the execution, because a variable can get different addresses during the execution. I'll just mark this values. I'll copy this and I'll come here, paste it. See, for two different executions, you can see the addresses. What is the address allocated for A for the first time? It is some value, and for the second run, it will take some other value. If you run once again, it will take some other value, because the address values will not change. Address values will not be constant for the variables during the execution. The compiler will take some available memory location and allocate to the variables. Now for the third run, you can see for the third run, some other value is being assigned. Right? See the three different executions. First execution, this is the value address of A. Second execution, address of A. Third execution, address of A. Whereas the value of A remains constant. The value of A remains constant for all the executions. So this was the notion or description about the pointers. So what is that you should know about the pointers is, it is basically a variable which contains address of another variable. It's basically a variable which contains address of another variable. So your address of A is what? This value, and PTR is having this particular thing. But what is the value present at PTR? This one. So this and this are same. Address of A is contained within PTR. Address of A is contained within PTR. So this helps us to know the fact that pointers are usually used for storing addresses of other variables. So this was the concept, because pointers we will always use in the remaining modules. That will be a very essential part for understanding the programming.